Welcome back. Festive night tonight at the Post. Virginia Military Institute and UNC Asheville. 7:32 left. Okoye. Okoye with 18 first half points. Cooled off a bit here in the second half, though.
But he's been impressive early in this game, showing off the range. The step back jumper is unguardable because he's so long. I've been so impressed with his game. 23 points, 11 rebounds, and shooting a high percentage from the floor. But I think right now, though, Jim, 7:32 to go. They're down 71-64, and UNC Asheville has done a great job turning him into a jump shooter. They are not allowing him to get any space whatsoever. They're running guys at him, and I think the zone and the changeup really has impacted him.
Yeah, that's a good point. He was difficult to stop in the first half. He has been contained in the second. Since the technical on Trent Meyer, a run of 12-4. VMI closing that one in 5. Hornsby to the basket. Missed it, tipped up and in by Will Weeks, the freshman from Charlotte, with the left hand.
You can see why the coaching staff is so high on him. They think the sky's the limit for him, and he's putting on a show tonight, crashing the glass.
Bulldogs right now in command with 6:45 to go and up 7. And Weeks flashes to the goal, and no answer right now on the part of VMI in defending him. And Gunnar Barkham will try to solve that dilemma with 6:39 to go. Will Weeks, first year of college basketball competition, and man, this kid has been impressive.
Well, I'm going to say it right now. He's in line for another Big South Freshman of the Week. He has been impressive. He's a big that can put the ball on the floor. I like his moves in the post. He makes really quick decisions. He doesn't hold the ball. And then on the offensive glass, he has been a monster tonight.
Averages 9.5 a game. He has scored 14.
And he's got good size, too. Most freshmen come in and they have to add a few pounds. He's got really good size. He's able to take the hits, and he's very versatile for a freshman big.
VMI now down to 2 timeouts for the game. So are we reaching a pivotal time in this game for the Keydets?
Well, I think this is a must-score possession right here.
And now, instead of getting offensive rebounds, Bulldogs are gaining better position in the second half and forcing a 1-and-out. Bulldogs will use a little clock and take a free throw jumper by Cunningham, who misses. In transition, 3 Glasgow. They could use that one. No tip, but a good follow. And another opportunity, and Okoye missed an easy shot, and off the held ball, out of bounds to UNC Asheville. Jeremy Atkinson, Keith Hornsby, Trent Meyer, Will Weeks, all above their per game average tonight.
Hornsby has been the guy, I think, for UNC Asheville that has given them the biggest boost, not just with his scoring, but with his ball handling and quickness, breaking down the VMI defense.
It has not happened so far, Malcolm, but the Bulldogs can get a double-digit lead here with a hoop. VMI struggling to score the ball. Now Carr has to use one of just 2 remaining timeouts for the Keydets. And just 1 VMI field goal in the last 7:50 of the game. ESPN College Basketball is available live anytime, anywhere on your computer, tablet, or smartphone at WatchESPN.com and with the Watch ESPN app. Jim Barber, Malcolm Huckabee who helped lead Boston College to the Elite Eight many years ago. The Romano Worldwide Bracket Busters takes place the weekend of February 22nd and 23rd. 13 games played on the ESPN networks. 26 teams from 13 conferences. 10 teams from last year's NCAA tournament. And 14 teams including in the top 100 of ESPN's BPI. (18-6) run for the Bulldogs. Who is going to score for VMI? Another run out. Little John to Atkinson. Able to save it. Weeks again to the goal. No answer for Will Weeks. He's having his way in the second half.
Having himself a ball game. And for VMI right now, there's plenty of time left. They don't need quick threes, and they definitely don't need turnovers in this situation.
This series has been dominated by the Bulldogs as of late, and right now they're having their way. Weeks a one-man wrecking crew in the second half.
Well, here's the versatility. He's playing like a two-guard. Acrobatics, finish at the rim. And Weeks is having himself a ball game.
Since he has moved back in the starting lineup for UNC Asheville, this team is 13-4. Leads the league in field goal shooting in conference games at nearly 70%. He has taken his team from 4 down in the second half, Malcolm, to plus 13.
And he's taken over this game. He's been the guy that when they've needed a bucket or loose ball situations, he's gotten his hand on it, and he's done a phenomenal job finishing.
We mentioned the Romano Worldwide Bracket Busters. Competition begins on Friday, February 22nd. Akron will host a good North Dakota State team. Stephen F. Austin at Long Beach State. That'll be on ESPNU. On Saturday, Iona at Indiana State, which surprised Creighton recently. I'll get a chance to see Eastern Kentucky and Valparaiso on the U. Canisius and Vermont. We were up in Burlington Country a few weeks ago. They're getting rocked by weather right now and snow. And Western Michigan home to Pacific, 2 o'clock Eastern on ESPN3. 14 points in the game for Will Weeks. In less than 7 minutes, a 20-4 run for the Bulldogs. DJ Covington, ball stripped away to Hornsby. Hornsby open court, held up, and free throws coming up for number 4, Keith Hornsby.
Well, I tell you, the more I see Hornsby, he is very fast in transition. He's got good foot speed, and he's just racing up and down the court. He's got good strength. And right now, on the free throw line, and we talked about it, leads the Big South, second in the country, 94%. Reminds me of a guy that used to play in the ACC, J.J. Redick, where you foul these guys, they are automatic.
Well, Core was hollering out, "Who's your daddy?" and we just showed him. There's his daddy.
And he's saluting to them right now, having fun with the crowd.
And Bruce is enjoying this, and he should. The story that was nicely written in the Black Mountain News says that Bruce started taking Keith to pickup games at an early age, and the workouts grew out of that between father and son. But there was a time during that development where Dad thought he needed to drop back a little bit. Might have been pressuring the son a little bit too much, and I think because of that, the relationship has grown, and Keith's basketball has gotten better and better.
Well, you look what he's done from the free throw line, the improvement that he's made, and talking to the coaching staff, they credit him, obviously stepping back, but obviously he's a passionate guy, but the work was put in by Keith Hornsby, and it's showing in his game and his production. He is a phenomenal player. I really like and enjoy watching him play.
VMI not a good free throw shooting team on the season, and not particularly good tonight. Really need every point down the stretch to have a chance. Trailing 81-67. 3 VMI players in double figures, but Okoye has done the principal scoring. Weeks inside Cunningham, spinning and held up by Covington. That's a held ball, and on the possession arrow, the Keydets get it back with an even 4 minutes left. Well, this crowd is antsy and just needs something to get amped up here. Long way to go, though, for VMI. Those 3 balls that fell in the first half not falling in the second, and a foul spotting. When we come back, it's double bonus time for VMI.
Never share again. Taco Bell's new loaded grillers.
Bulldogs ahead 81-68. First place is at stake for them tonight with 3:49 to go second half. Well, this has been a good second half for them.
Will Weeks has been the story in the second half. Came into this game shooting 64% from the floor, and you can see why. He gets high percentage shots, showing off the versatility right here. And he has been phenomenal in this basketball game, doing it all for his team. Also averages 5 rebounds, and for a freshman, those are some impressive numbers on the road.
He's having a Stan Okoye second half, much like Okoye had in the first. 16 on 6 of 6 shooting. Double bonus time for Covington and the Keydets. $14 points now for DJ Covington and 11 rebounds and 4 blocks and 2 steals.
Well, I'm not speaking while he's shooting. With all these cadets behind me, I think I would be in trouble.
Good timing. 81-70. Turnover, UNC Asheville. Chance to get it under 10. Okoye ahead. And off the hands of Nick Gore. Unforced error for the Keydets with 3:29 to go. And every possession, pivotal.
Yeah, that was a huge turnover right there. Gore was wide open underneath the hoop and just couldn't hold on to the pass.
VMI in need of some stops, especially against Weeks, and he is fouled. DJ Covington picking up his 3rd personal foul. Cunningham down for the 2nd time tonight.
The thing that's been also impressive about Weeks is his basketball IQ. He makes really good decisions with the ball.
I would think if you're VMI, you think about fouling Weeks when he gets close to the hoop because of his lack of free throw expertise. It's 4 of 6 tonight, though, and for the game, has 18 points. Leaves it short. Coming up next on ESPNU, MAAC basketball. Siena takes on Loyola, Maryland from Wrights Arena in Baltimore. Mark Sherman, Corey Alexander will be there for it. Corey Alexander, pretty fair college basketball player at the University of Virginia.
Very good player, remember him. And maybe Weeks needs to talk to Bruce Hornsby to get that free throw percentage up.
Missing on 2, a chance to cut it to 8. Kind of died on the rim. What a tap out by Covington. 3rd try, no. Can he track this one down? Yes. I don't know if VMI wins the game, but DJ Covington working hard for the money tonight.
And that's just great effort and hustle for his team, keeping plays alive and giving them another opportunity to score.
Almost as many turnovers in the second half of the Keydets as made field goals. That's not good. 3 chances at the hoop, no field goal, but still have the ball. Covington off balance, leaves it short. Empty possession, and that's a big one.
Yeah, and that's a tough break that time. VMI, no contact. Good call by the refs, and they don't even draw rim. If you're VMI, now the clock is starting to work against you. They may have to start thinking about fouling. Down 11, 2:32 to go.
Isolating Hornsby with the ball. Great free throw shooter. 10 to shoot it. To Weeks. Another chance to get under 10. Okoye. And a timeout called by VMI. It's last of the game. So 15-point UNC Asheville lead is now down to 8.
Well, he's sensing his team needs a big boost. Okoye steps up and knocks down a long three. A big bucket for VMI.
Duggar Balcom just called the team's last timeout. Good move or not?
Well, I think so. He has some experienced guys over there. He wants to set up his defense. And I think right now what he's talking about is identifying who you want to foul on UNC Asheville. And I think Weeks is going to be the guy that you do not want to foul Hornsby. Trap him, get the ball out of his hand, and try to get it into the hands of Weeks.
I think the core is blowing off some steam tonight. And it should. Upcoming schedule for VMI. Home to Radford next Wednesday, then at Campbell. Home to High Point. On the road, Charleston Southern and Marist. And coming up shortly, the Big South Championship, Big South Conference Tournament in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina in March. For UNC Asheville, Gardner-Webb on Wednesday, then Charleston Southern. For the next 5, in fact, are at home, so that's a favorable schedule in an effort for the Bulldogs to win their division. First appearance by the ESPN Network since 1997 here at Cameron Hall. Back in the day when Dave Sims and Jay Billis were here for Chattanooga and the Keydets.
I played my second college game down at Duke, Cameron Hall, and I know they have the Cameron Crazies down there, but these guys have been awesome today. Really enjoyed my time here. They're loud, and what a phenomenal experience for myself.
They've got their class rings, and so when they're not jumping around, they put those rings on the railing, which make a pretty dramatic sound in the building. And those rings are gorgeous and they're large. Three-possession game. UNC Asheville with the ball. Into Wanunu. Double team. And a foul. Personal foul on 35, Tim Marshall.
Wanunu is a 68% free throw shooter. And I think in that situation, I don't think they were trying to foul him. I think they were still trying to get the ball in Weeks' hand. They got it, so now they have to hope to get a few misses by UNC Asheville.
Trent Meyer is back in the game, the first time since the technical foul. Meyer and Hornsby are the two guys you want to stay away from in fouling. Meyer's 79% and Hornsby is at 94.
What a luxury it is to have your two backcourt players shoot the ball well from the free throw line.
There are two good-looking free throws by Wanunu there, who's battled some hamstring difficulties. Back to a 10-point lead. Okoye off balance and fouled by Keith Hornsby.
Not a good foul that time by Hornsby. Does a couple of them. Stops the clock and gives VMI a chance to set up their defense.
Okoye, a 65% shooter. And some badly needed points here for VMI at the line. His career best is 39 against Presbyterian. It is back to an 8-point lead with 2:02 left. Covington out. Joe Carr in. Almost a defense for offense switch there.
Definitely is. And VMI's got to be careful not to foul Hornsby.
Well, they're going to keep the ball in his hands, or Meyer, principally. And foul call.
They're going to go to the old hack-a-shack, and it's a hack of Weeks. And I think this would be, got to be careful not to get an intentional foul, because that's two shots and a ball. So I think VMI caught a break right there, and Weeks is going to go to the line. And it's a good play if you're VMI to put him on the line He's only shooting 54% coming into this game. So,
and tonight he's actually pretty good, 6 of 8.
And everything else he's done perfect. I think the one area that he needs to continue to improve upon is the free throw shooting.
Both teams are now in the double bonus, and that's now 7 of 9 for Weeks. Well, when good players get challenged.
And it's baffling that he's shooting 54% because he's got a nice looking stroke, good rotation, good form, good release.
Missed free throw there. What do we have? A lane violation? So Will Weeks gets another opportunity. Trevor Balcom is not thrilled. This time it is short. 9-point advantage, under a minute 50 left. Okoye right to the goal. No timeouts remaining though for the Keydets as they pressure the backcourt. And able to come up with a personal foul. Okoye banging into Jeremy Atkinson.
You're going to see a heads-up play right here by Okoye going to the hole. There's plenty of time left. You don't need to shoot a contested three. Get the ball to the hole. High percentage shot. Set up your defense, and now you got to hope that Atkinson and UNC Asheville misses some free throws.
Jeremy Atkinson is actually the 3rd player that VMI can't afford to foul. He's 79%. There's the shot by Atkinson, but it's not being reviewed.
Yeah, that was a clear elbow right there. And Atkinson fortunate that the referees didn't go to the monitor. Now, I don't think it was blatantly intentional. I think he was just trying to get him off him. He was up there pressuring him, but certainly fortunate that they did not review that one.
You saw Stan Okoye's numbers tonight, 32 and 14. His 4th 30-point game this season. Still his team down by 9 and time running out. Officials will confer, and it's ruled a deflected ball, so VMI keeps the ball. To the MAC we go next, the MAAC upon our conclusion, Siena and Loyola of Maryland. Brown's got 4 threes, way off the mark on that one. 34 points now for Stan Okoye. 7-point lead, 1:16 left. And the Keydets with no timeouts remaining.
Certainly the preseason predictors for Player of the Year got it right. There is no doubt in my mind that he is the premier guy in this league.
Stan Okoye now has 4 personal fouls. UNC Asheville the other evening, 28 for 32 from the line. Not nearly as good tonight, but still very good. And Jeremy Atkinson, 6 of 6. 22 points, 8 rebounds, 4 steals for Atkinson. Okoye launches a 3. Rebound to Hornsby, and right now the Bulldogs are going to burn some clock. Set to win for the 9th time in the last 10 games against VMI.
Balance, good offense, but I really think the adjustment in the second half going to zone, which limited the space that Okoye had on the floor. I felt that was the difference in this game.
Hornsby, the great free throw shooter, knocks down the first. Well, when Trent Meyer picked up the technical foul, went out of the game, Will Weeks took over offensively. And UNC Asheville has taken charge, now up by 11 with a minute to go. A desperate time for VMI. Covington down low. And no need for the Bulldogs to hurry. This one's about to be bankable. They will run their record of 15-10 on the season, win for the 7th time in a row, and make it a 10-2 mark here at Cameron Hall in Lexington. to shoot. Possibly final possession of the game. From behind, the UNC Asheville Bulldogs win it, 90-79. With the loss, VMI drops to 11-11 on the season, now 6-4 in the league, and UNC Asheville now with a game lead in the South Division, while VMI drops to a game back of High Point in the North. Again, the final score, 90-79 Bulldogs. Coming up next, college basketball in the MAAC, Siena and Loyola, Maryland in Baltimore. So long from Lexington, Virginia. Now let's send it to Baltimore, Maryland.